across the Canadian North,
Ship is coming!
a fleet of cargo ships rushes
Full speed ahead.
to reach some of the most remote places on Earth.
We only get one boat a year.
The annual sea lift started in Montreal
Is that good for you, crate number 2?
and is now chasing the receding Arctic ice.
In the north, there are communities that only going to be ice-free for so much time.
If the sea lift doesn't come in, what you see is basically what we're going to have.
Grocery day for the year.
My truck! I'm so happy.
But vicious weather and unprecedented ice are slowing the fleet's progress north.
Without the sea lift, I don't know if I myself would even be staying here.
This time on high Arctic haulers,
Winds are bringing us towards the island.
the Sedna struggles to claw its way back to open water
It's too dangerous.
and a chance at a first delivery of the season.
It's always a gamble.
And a vicious storm slams the taiga,
When it's bad,
forcing a difficult choice
I will not put my crew in danger.
that could cost one village its only sea lift.
It's not looking very good. We need the ship. "390 miles south of the Arctic Circle,
We stopped the engine in the ice and started drifting around. No engine, no control.
near the entrance to the Arctic Ocean in Ungava Bay. The Sedna de Gagné is stopped dead, still waiting for the return of a Coast Guard icebreaker that left them behind 2 days ago. Now, the Sedna is at the mercy of the ice and currents.
Ça va être en train de changer.
The winds have been building all morning, creating a new problem for the massive cargo ship.
Winds and the currents are bringing us towards the island. And that's very bad. If you ground or Sedna, there's no help there.
With 30 years' experience, Captain Michel Duplain is the unofficial admiral of the sea lift. But the season is different.
For me, it was my first time on Sedna.
He's been dealt a new ship
Okay, midship.
and a new crew.
Basically, it's a good ship. But it's not a ship designed to go through the ice. You need to be a bit careful. When you go up north, it's always a gamble. Always is, always have been.
Captain Duplain faces a difficult choice. He cannot continue drifting towards the rocks. But running the ship's engine in this kind of ice is a huge risk.
Because a chunk of ice can get into propellers. You could tear off a blade.
Après, il y a une grosse motte, juste après la
La
fin,
motte qui est là.
Après ça, donc, OK, parfait.
The captain turns to his first mate, Simon Charret, to help make the decision.
If we damage the propeller here, there's no way to fix it. That would be a total disaster.
There's no choice. Start the engine, and we're going to bring the ship farther out.
Hello, Bridge. Oui. OK, merci. On est juste un petit peu d'engin, tu vas pouvoir le mettre là, puis on va y aller bien tranquillement.
The Sedna catches a break. The prop wash pushes the ice away without any damage.
C'était comme ça.
First Mate Samal Charest carefully nudges the ship away from the island.
Ah ben, on va continuer comme ça vers cette patch-là.
But the Sedna isn't out of danger yet. The bay is still clogged with mini icebergs called growlers, capable of putting a hole in the ship.
You can tear a ship apart. They classify ships according to the strength. It can go up from Polar Class 1 to Polar Class 7. 7 being the lowest. We're 7. T'as envie de monter après?
Tout à droite, tout à droite. On va frapper avec le côté du bateau un petit peu. Tu peux l'arrêter aussitôt qu'il est dans le trou là en avant. Ça devrait être bon.
After cautiously threading their way through the ice for an hour, the First Mate has brought the ship to open water.
Stop the engine.
OK. Excellent. We'll stay here, drifting, waiting for the Coast Guard to come back and pick us up to go to our first destination.
They've avoided disaster, but now they're running almost a week behind schedule.
It's frustrating that we haven't done the first port yet.
You do feel pressure because customers are waiting for their stuff. They've been waiting a year for it.
While the Sedna watches its delivery plans slip away, 620 miles to the northwest, the Taiga is in the notorious Fox Basin, running right on schedule.
Bring it to 150.
Calling the shots on the bridge,
Okay.
Captain Olivier No, the youngest captain in the Degagné Armada.
There's a lot of current in the Fox Basin. Can be dangerous.
Fox Basin is a captain's worst nightmare. Shallow waters, gusting Arctic winds, unpredictable ice. Most ships steer clear of Fox Basin, but the Taiga can't. They have communities ahead waiting for them.
The weather is always very difficult. When we're sailing, that's the worst place.
For First Mate Marc-Antoine Saucier, trying to outsmart the Arctic's unpredictable waters might be his favorite part of the job.
Why I'm in the north, that's for the adventure. Every trip is different. The weather is always different. It's always a challenge.
Marine forecast. Wind west-northwest, gusting to 46 kilometers per hour.
I don't know if we're going to be able to work because of the swell. We'll see.
"30 miles to the north, the residents of Hall Beach are waiting for the Taiga. Hall Beach is a Cold War town. Built in 1957 as a sophisticated radar site to detect Soviet bombers. Today, it's home to 850 people, and they're all expecting the Taiga.
How's the progress coming?
Don't ask.
No?
No one is more eager to see the ship than Nick Snyder.
Having heat and water would be great. Be able to live in here again. How are we looking, Jason?
A year ago, he left Ontario with his family to move north of the Arctic Circle for a job at the co-op.
4799. I came up to the north for the simplicity. It was a good opportunity, good experience. Our little girl's 6 years old, and my girlfriend Sam works up here as a teacher, and it's been a great experience up here.
But their first Arctic winter was brutal. The cold destroyed their home.
My septic froze, so the tank will need to be replaced, which is coming on the sea lift. All the pipes burst. All the water was flowing into my floorboards.
Nick had to send his family back south. That was months ago.
I need my family to come back, and we need a livable house to be in.
Throughout the north, there's a housing shortage.
Never thought about the flange.
The sea lift can't bring enough supplies to keep up with booming demand for homes.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Nick flew a contractor in from Winnipeg to help redo his house.
You'll have water as long as the boat shows up today and we can get that sewer tank.
The contractor flies home in 2 days, whether the ship makes it or not.
I'm from the south. We take things so much for granted. And when you come up here, it's like a reality check.
Lots of waves. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see them, but they're straight out there. Come on.
Off Hull Beach, the Taiga is trying to find a safe spot to anchor.
We got 30 knots of wind, and the sea is like 2 meters of swell.
The crew can barely see the town they're supposed to deliver to. The closer they get to shore, the worse things get.
Mighty good.
First Mate Marc-Antoine Saucier must decide if he can even run the cargo operations in winds like these.
It's not really good. I have no control on the crane. It's very dangerous. I will not put my crew in danger to follow a schedule.
Fighting the heavy ocean right now. It's not looking very good.
"125 miles north of the Arctic Circle, in the windswept Fox Basin, the Taiga de Gagne is a mile off Hull Beach.
Come on.
On the ship, Marc-Antoine needs to make the call. Risk an offload or run north away from the storm.
In this area, when the swells start to build, it could be very long before we are able to unload because there is no protection. I will not put my crew in danger to follow a schedule.
Il n'y aura pas d'opération pour le moment à cause du swell.
Again, it's not possible to do this village. We skip Hull Beach, we're going to Igloolik.
Getting too far now. It sailed right off.
Our main thing right now is that sewage tank. Without that, we're dead in the water.
With conditions simply too dangerous to offload, the Taiga sets course for its next community, Igloolik, 50 miles north in Fox Basin.
Ship is coming!
Hello, Igloolik. I'm here to announce the sea lift is coming in. If you have any boats anchored in the front of the northern beach area, have them moved so they'll be out of the way for the sea lift barges.
Instead of having 2 days to prep, we have a couple of hours.
It's Merlin Racino's job to make sure the village is ready for the ship.
They're skipping Hull Beach, and they're coming straight here.
Okay.
By Arctic standards, Igloolik is a boom town with 1,600 people. Prospectors are hunting the hills for diamonds, while tourists are searching the town for art.
Igloolik is one of a kind. It's amazing. It's very artistic.
Carvings from the village are exported all over the world. The biggest pieces are shipped south every summer on the sea lift.
This one is one of my favorite pieces.
Bart Hanna learned to carve from his father, who sold small pieces to American soldiers working at the Hull Beach radar site. Bart's latest work, Sedna, Inuit Goddess of the Sea, will sell for tens of thousands of dollars at an art gallery in Ontario.
Hey, Bert. How's it going? I don't know if you're aware, the sea lift, they're skipping Hull Beach, and they're coming straight here. Think you're gonna have time to finish it up on time?
Yeah, for sure.
It's very important for him to be able to see a payday, because he works on these pieces for 1 to 2 years.
Igloolik's carvers paved the way for a boom in the arts. Today, the village is home to Art Cirque, the Arctic's world-renowned circus troupe. Art Cirque has performed all over the world, including the Olympics. They are global stars and local heroes.
The oxygen, it's very important because it's one of the main and only place to go for youth. In this town, the way we try to get strong is having our tradition more alive.
The chance to see the world has made Art Cirque so popular, they need to build a new facility and upgrade their equipment.
As you can see, the base is damaged. There's no screws. This is very old, at least 10-year-old. So we're ordering a better one.
The new gear is coming in on the sea lift, and it's arriving sooner than anyone expected.
I'm very excited that we're getting equipment.
I can see it. Big ship. Big boat. Over there.
Another year, another sea lift.
Anchored just offshore,
Une fois que les trucks vont être à l'eau, ouvre la cale numéro 2.
Marc-Antoine prepares the Taiga crew for what will be the largest offload so far this season.
C'est là. Fait que sur ça, les boys.
Tug 1, detach.
All of the sea lift ships must bring their own tugs, barges, and heavy equipment to the high Arctic. The Taiga must move the equivalent of 41 tractor trailers from ship to the remote gravel beach on the edge of Igloolik.
We'll put it right here.
I got a lot of stress to make sure everything is safe.
They've outrun the Hull Beach storm, but they know these calm waters won't last.
The storm is coming, so it's a big storm. I don't want to break cargo, and I don't want anybody injured.
You are listening to 105.1 FM Igloolik. Our topic this morning will be about sea lift. When I was a little kid, late 70s, early 80s, I remember our first sea lift, bunch of kids, lots of us. Now today, wow, it's a lot different with all those bulldozers.
Hi, how are you? All right, dude. Yeah, I'm okay. I saw you last year, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, how are you?
On shore, customers are already claiming their cargo, including a load of new telephone poles and wood for new homes.
This year, that's awesome.
And a sign this Arctic town is booming. Igloolik's first taxi in 30 years.
Right on.
Wayne and Gallick's new business.
I'm born and raised here. I've always wanted a small business for myself.
Wayne is betting that Igloolik is ready for a taxi service.
Oh, yes. I don't seem excited. I'm usually a calm dude, so.
Yay! Te cubierto. Dad, te cubierto. You seen it?
Wayne raised the money to start the business by hunting.
I sold polar bear hide skulls to purchase this vehicle.
Now, he can earn a living closer to his family.
It's to better my grandkids and my kids' future.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
The Environment Canada Marine forecast, wind east-southeast 41, gusting to 72 kilometers per hour.
The wind is picking up. We need to work quickly.
8 hours into the offload, the storm that pushed the Taiga out of Hall Beach arrives in Igloolik.
It's not the best weather we can get. It's still workable, but
We didn't expect the wind to pick up as fast.
In Igloolik, a powerful Arctic storm has caught up with the Taiga de Gagne
Occupants full.
and now threatens to stop the biggest sea lift of the season.
We didn't expect the wind picked up as fast.
First mate Marc-Antoine Saucier is in charge of the offload and has the power to shut it down.
That's a decision I need to make all the time. This time I push a bit more. And I need to face the consequences of that.
Will the crew of the Taiga battle the elements in Fox Basin? 680 miles southeast in Ungava Bay. The Sedna de Gagne is still stuck in the ice.
Where's your patience, huh? Where's mine? But I don't show it.
Sedna de Gagne, Sedna de Gagne. Garde côtière canadien Pierre Radisson, approchant.
An icebreaker has finally arrived to escort the ship to safety.
Ah, it's about time. Finally, we can get moving.
S'il vous plaît, maintenir un demi-mille entre les distances.
Roger.
The Sedna will follow the icebreaker to the ice edge.
It says about 25 miles of ice. It'll probably take us around 3 or 4 hours.
After 2 days stuck in the ice, the crew is eager to start making deliveries. After what seems like an eternity,
Sedna de Gagne, nous avons atteint la litière.
the Sedna finally hits open water.
Nous laissons sans escompte.
OK, Sedna, bien reçu.
Come to north. Stay hard over there.
The captain sets course for their first stop, Kangersuq, Quebec. 7 miles up a shallow river.
One mile to go. When you get into Kangersuq, it's beautiful. It's kind of dramatic, beautiful.
Kangersuq is one of the most remote northern communities in Quebec. With no roads to the rest of the province, the sea lift
C'est bon, stand by.
is the only way to get large amounts of supply into a town of 550 people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 conteneurs.
With the ship safely at anchor,
First piece of cargo.
Simone takes over the cargo operations.
Okay, boom up, swing à droite.
I need to check every piece of cargo that go in and out to make sure we don't forget nothing.
He'll need to move a load equivalent to 18 containers off the ship and do it quickly.
I got the barge. Okay, roger, thanks.
Even though Kangersuq is inland, the giant tides of Ungava Bay cause the river levels to dramatically change. The Sedna can only move during high tide. Miss it, and the ship will be stuck overnight.
Parfait, ça. Parfait. That's good.
To buy the captain some time, Simone's crew has figured out how to jam the entire Kangersuq offload onto just 2 barges. A total of 73 deliveries. From fishing supplies to wood for a new chapel.
Church. There we go.
That's it, Josh.
On the beach, lead checker Josh DeGagne is racing the tide to connect customers with cargo.
See the UPS guy that comes to your house to make you sign for a box? I do that. It's just I don't have a truck. I have a full ship for the stuff.
Josh shares a special connection with the sea lift.
My grandfather is an old DeGagne captain. Brothers with the people that started DeGagne. Pretty proud of that. Who wouldn't be? I'm gonna get my paperwork. You don't have your paperwork.
Although his roots go deep with the family company, Josh has earned his stripes.
Josh has been with me 4 years. He's very efficient. He's very precise.
This is you. This is you.
And he's the first guy customers meet.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right, bud. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
Yeah.
Captain DePlane's been tense, to say the least. He runs a very tight ship. This guy is on everything.
You're in a hurry to leave port, eh?
Everywhere, all the time. Signature. All right. Merci. I just need to make sure customers sign for cargo.
The new toy. Just put the caribou here. Very sexy vehicle. We'll be using for camping a lot, go out on the land. I'm so happy.
Within 2 hours, every piece of cargo is signed for.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Except one.
We do our darnest to find the customer on the paperwork.
Other side of town.
Sounds good. I'll find it.
Okay.
You have a great day.
Yeah.
People are fishing. People are out for a hospital visit. People are out for, I mean, you name it. It's a freaking juggling act.
Until Josh gets that last delivery signed off, the ship can't leave.
Pourquoi qu'il est si lent que ça?
If the Sedna misses the next tide, they'll be stuck in the river until tomorrow morning.
We can't waste any more time here.
If I don't do my job, I feel like I let people down. You know, the crew. My captain.
on the northern tip of Quebec in Kangersuk.
Bridge.
The Sedna is rushing to complete its first sea lift of the season.
We'll probably be leaving in around an hour, so we have to get the engine ready. Can't waste any more time here. Just finish and go.
The ship needs to get moving or risk getting stuck off Kangersuk for the night.
Currents are pretty strong here. We have to time ourselves with the tide. Hurry up, boys. Okay.
The ship is waiting on one man.
Go one more time around.
Josh de Gagne.
Oh, there it is.
Who's still trying to find someone to claim the last piece of cargo.
Now, is there somebody here? Sometimes it's frustrating. Seriously, like, come on, I'd be so stoked. I'd be waiting for this at home. We don't want to be leaving late.
But an hour of scouring the village.
All right, here we go.
Pays off.
All I need is a signature there.
Hey, what's a me?
It's for you?
Yeah.
Well, cool. It's officially yours, Miss Maggie.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, parfait.
On the beach, heavy equipment is already on the barges.
So now we're waiting for the crew ashore. And then we'll head the ship back out to sea with the rising tide.
Kangersuk sea lift is over in less than 4 hours. A win for Captain DePlane's new crew after a punishing week at sea.
All in all, it went pretty well. They did a good job there. Sedna is a ship. What makes a ship is the crew. It's their attitude. So the ship became a good ship.
"680 miles northwest, the crew of the Taiga are fighting to finish their offload in Igloolik.
We are almost finished cargo operation.
First Mate Marc-Antoine Saucier needs his crew to push, despite snow and cold.
We're supposed to leave tonight.
But in town,
Hey, taxi.
the storm is good news for Igloolik's new taxi business.
So I was wondering if I could get a ride.
Right on. What's your house number?
My house number is 401B.
401B. I'll be there shortly. My first customer as a taxi driver, taxi owner.
Art Cirque's new gear has arrived on the sea lift.
Jimmy Ava. Maganda.
And with a season of performances to train for, Jimmy wants to get the new equipment set up now.
A trampoline that's fragile. You're my first customer.
All right. Cool.
All right, thank you, Jimmy.
By receiving this trampoline, it's very helpful. It is a big thing for the community. We're getting what we wanted. You know, it takes time, Up here, we need patience. We're gonna enjoy it very much.
Back on the beach, the bitter Arctic winds have shifted.
We got some problem.
The wind just bring all the ice at the entrance of the bay inside.
An ice pack is now drifting towards the ship and the beach.
We need to work quickly to bring all the gears on board.
It's getting worse, so we're trying to take our stuff fast enough to be able to leave. The wind is about 30 knots an hour. The waves are picking up to about 3 feet. My boat is not made to go with higher waves than that.
Despite the storm, they managed to wrangle the gear and the crew safely onto the ship. They're ready to go. But within minutes, the ship is surrounded by ice, including dangerous, half-submerged growlers capable of tearing a hole in the taiga.
Just on the other side, there's some growlers, and with this bad weather, we cannot see them on the radar.
The captain has to decide whether to stay put or make a run for calmer waters. Off Igloolik, the crew of the Taiga waited out the storm. Overnight, skies clear, and their patience is rewarded with a spectacular light show.
What a beautiful morning in Igloolik. Nice and sunny. Thank you, Sealift.
Just after sunrise, the Taiga heads out of Igloolik.
Good morning. Less ice, light wind, much easier.
On the bridge, Captain No and his first mate decide to deal with some unfinished business. The Taiga sets course for Hull Beach, the village it was forced to bypass.
Yes, the weather is good. They really need the cargo, and maybe we'll be able to do it.
In Hull Beach, the town is running dangerously low on supplies, hoping for the Taiga to return.
We don't have a lot of products on our shelf right now due to the barge not showing up.
At the co-op, Nick Snyder needs to restock the shelves.
I've been ready and we've had nothing to do, so I'm getting anxious.
At his house, he needs a new septic tank.
Hey, that looks gross.
It's the last thing to make his family home livable again.
I need this house done before wintertime so we have a place to live.
Nick's family left months ago after pipes froze and the house flooded.
What a mess, eh? I see a boat. Finally. I'm so happy. I hope that septic tank's the first thing off the boat.
Les conteneurs, la rangée conteneurs de Hull Beach. C'est juste de préparer le stock pour ramasser les conteneurs sur la numéro 3.
Just after lunchtime, the Taiga starts the offload.
Merci. Touchez pas, laisse là, reste là.
first barge onto the gravel beach is for Nick.
So,
From the co-op?
I am.
Okay.
But it's not his septic tank.
We should have 11 coming off and 10 crates.
Before dealing with his house, Nick has work to do at the co-op.
Any of these aisles really doesn't matter. Huge part of the day is working on the containers with the groceries. If it stays outside tonight, chances are it will freeze. No time to check on the house right now.
Reste combien de paquets?
Milieu, il en reste 4-5.
Ouais, c'est ce que je pensais moi aussi.
3 hours after arriving off Hall Beach,
Fais attention, il y a une boîte qui arrive dorée.
the crew lifts Nick's septic tank out of the hold.
I can imagine here when you need to wait a year to get your stuff that you're probably very exciting to have it.
That's what you're looking for. That's the sewage tank for Nick's house.
My sewage tank. Right on. Hopefully they get this in today and we're ready to rock. I think I'll have running water and heat and hydro tonight. Looks like a tank.
We just finished unloading all the cargo is ashore, no damage, so we are happy. It's a gamble with the schedule, with the forecast, all the time. And when we win, it's very nice. I'm smiling because it's done. And that's gonna be the end for All Beach.
With the septic tank installed, Nick's family can finally plan to return to their home in the Arctic.
Here's the bathroom. Our nice new deep tub and our nice high shower for me.
Awesome.
Let's see if it works. We've got running water. Finally, we're gonna have a nice home for us to live in. For you, me, and Scarlett. Are you excited to see it?
Yes, I'm very excited to come home.
Great.
I'd like to be home now.
All right, love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Patience is key in the north. You wouldn't last 5 minutes if you didn't have it.
Next time on High Arctic Haulers, biting winds and monster waves hammer the taiga, threatening the delivery to a town desperate for a sea lift.
If they're done, wow.
And
Captain, we have a problem.
big trouble swamps the Sedna
We have to stop the engine.
as Arctic fever
Some days are absolute hell.
spreads through the crew.
We're not all made Arctic sailors.